for Paris has officially begun over 26.2 miles here in Florida. Orlando and Florida's first time ever hosting Olympic marathon team trials.
So this is my first ever Olympic trials marathon ever. And this is my recap of how the race played out pretty much. I woke up at 7 a.m. It was a 10 a.m. race. I woke up with a lot of nerves. Like, I wasn't crazy nervous going to being here in Florida, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Didn't really get crazy nervous. The nerves hit a little bit Friday night. Saturday morning, I got really nervous about the race. So the pre-race jitters rolled in, and going down to breakfast. Well, first I did a 5-minute shakeout because my leg felt a little fatigued. So I just went outside, did a little 5-minute shakeout, and then headed over to breakfast. And at breakfast, I sat there with Clayton and just trying to eat something because I know the importance of eating something. And I just had zero appetite just because the nerves took over me so much that I wasn't crazy hungry. So I had 2 pieces of waffle and coffee because coffee is essential to be able to get the system running and stuff like that. So I had a little bit of coffee just to get my body working, and then went back upstairs, showered, put on my race fit, laced up my shoes and stuff like that, and just headed to the bus. And hopped on the bus shuttle around 8 a.m. and headed to the start. And that's when I met up with Connor and Clayton and our massage therapist and our chiropractors there, because I wanted to tape my knees again, and then I wanted to get a little bit of an adjustment because my ankle always tends to get really tight. So they did all that for me. We don't have a lot of clips of this because they weren't allowing media past that. They were only allowing athletes, so I don't really have much clips. I have some on my phone, but it's not a crazy amount. And we started our warm-up around 9:15. It was just a shuffle, 10-minute shuffle, just running back and forth on the same road. That's usually the safest thing to do, to just control the environment. So they made us run back and forth for 10 minutes. And yeah, at that point, the race nerves kept hitting, and then I just kept whenever you're nervous, anxious, whatever. The one thing that you can tell is you have to go to the bathroom a lot, you have to pee, you have to poop, all that it flushes everything out. So it's the pre-race nerves and jitters. So I went to the bathroom, tried to get everything over with, and we slowly started doing drills and started heading over to the start. And that's when it started hitting me. I'm like, wow, we're about to go run 26 miles pretty hard. Got to the start, and they separated the start between the top 6, which they ranked top 6 athletes, and then the next row was anybody that's ran 2:11:30 or faster, and then the third row is anybody slower than 2:11:30. Luckily, I got right in the first row of the third row, so I was right next there with next couple of friends. So I was like, all right, the goal is to go with that group in front, the 2:11:30 group, and try to run 2:11:30. Through the first 5 miles actually. It was pretty chill. The lead pack hadn't separated from everybody. We were clipping around first mile. I think it was 4:58, and then we just clipping pretty much between 4:58 and 5:01. And just the front group hadn't separated, so I was like, whatever. I'll just focus on my bottles. And the fans were just wild. Insane how loud they were, and sometimes I couldn't even hear myself thinking. So it was amazing. It was an amazing experience because of that. First bottle I grabbed, I wasn't crazy thirsty or anything because the first bottle was given to us around 2.4 miles, I think. Grabbed that bottle, try to take down as much as I could. And that bottle also had a gel. I just ripped the gel off, threw the bottle away, and carried the gel a little longer, and then took it at mile like 3.5 or something like that. Threw that off, and then I'm like, all right, just keep yourself cool. The whole thing about this race is I keep my body temperature as cool as possible. So every opportunity that I got to get a water bottle or sponge, I took it. So I would go grab a water bottle, dump it on my head, dump it on my face, dump it on my arms and legs. My whole jersey was pretty much soaked. I stayed cool the whole way, made it through the half marathon in 65:32, which is about 30 seconds faster than I went out in my first marathon. And I felt smooth. Like I had a pack of 6 guys I was working with. It was 2 Tim Annally guys, Futsim Selassie, and I don't remember the other 2 guys, but we had a big, like, nice solid group of 6 guys that I knew that they were going to finish in the top 10. That because I knew they're second half racers, meaning like the second half of their race is not going to be a negative split, but it's going to be faster than everyone else's. So I just settled in that group and just like went to the front a little bit to try to do my part and trying to help pull up the group as well, and then went back to the pack and just try to stay with them. I stayed with them about until mile 21. That's where Reed Fisher from Tim Annally made the move on us and dropped 4:48, and then that's when I started my fading phase began. From there, it was just like I told myself, I'm like, all right, like now I'm dying, but what am I gonna do to stay engaged? So I was just like, all right, like look forward and just don't let that gap open any bigger than it already is. So I was trying to like, all right, try to still run low 5s, and we're still in PR range. I was like, even if I'm running 6-minute miles, I'm in a PR no matter what. So just try to focus in the race and make sure to get my water. I got my last bottle at mile 22.6 or something like that. Grabbed my bottle, try to drink as much as I could without getting cramp. Took the gel that was on that bottle as well, threw it off, ate half that gel, but at the same time I was still feeling sluggish. My legs, I didn't have the same pop that I was having throughout the race. I was just like getting kind of concerned. I'm like, all right, like am I gonna be able to make it? And then mile 22 passed, wasn't feeling any better, and then mile 23 passed, and I'm like, oh no, like that's when I started to panic almost in a way. And I'm like, because like I started running 5:40s and 5:50s, and I looked at my watch, which was probably the biggest mistake to do. I even heard that throughout somewhere in the race, Sarah Hall, when she was fading, she took her watch off and just threw it off. I didn't want to do that because I can't afford to do that. I need my watch. But I started to panic and realize like I'm losing it, because like on mile 21 I was in 14th place, and the pack of guys that I was with, they ended up went up and finished 7, 8, 9, and 10, I think, or 8, 9, 10. They ended up finishing in top 10. The guys I was with, and I was in 14th, and I'm like, all right, like let's not lose any position. And then I look forward, and then I got a little bit of motivation because I saw Galen Rupp right in front of me. I'm like, all right, like let's go get Galen Rupp. I got Galen Rupp, and then just I think that move that I made to go catch Galen Rupp was the move that I think did it to me. That I just started jogging 6:30s, and that was painful. Like I don't know why. I just had absolutely zero energy. It was like that felt hard. That 6:30 that I was running felt harder than my like workouts that I've ever done. Like then that was like that should be my easy run pace. Like, and yeah, I officially hit the wall for the first time ever on mile 24. And it's just trying, like I was just seeing spots. I was just trying to get to the finish. I'm like, just get to the finish. Like somebody was yelling at me, he's like, "Oh, you're still top 25. Like you can still get it in." And I proceeded to keep losing spots. I lost about 8 spots by the end of the race. I finished 22nd and just collapsed at the finish. And then went and saw medical to calm down my body temperature. I don't know exactly what happened in this race in the last couple miles, which I will go talk to my coach about it and try to figure out what exactly I need to do to prep for my next marathon. Maybe I didn't do enough to feel throughout the race. Maybe so. There's a lot to get from this race. Running 2:15:43 in my second marathon in the hot, humid conditions. Like it gives me a lot of reassurance. Like I'm doing the right things. I'm training with the right group. I'm training with the right guys. I have the right coach. I just need to be better. Like I just need to be better and get a better condition race to be able to run fast and try to PR. I mean, 2:15:43 is not good enough to get a sponsor. It's not good enough to do anything. So again, we're still back in the same position. But for now, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from running marathons. I'm gonna take a little downtime and get ready to run some 5Ks and 10Ks because I think I'm not done with the track yet. So I wanna try to qualify for USA's, both for the 5 and the 10K, but I'll probably only run the 10K at the trials. So yeah, and then most likely, if I can get into it, I'm hoping 2:15 is fast enough to get into Chicago or one of the major marathons. So that will be the one I'm shooting for, which would be somewhere in the October area. So I'm excited for that, and I'm happy. Like the guys I finished around today, I know they have PRs from. I think one of the guys has 210 PR to anywhere from 210 to 212 PR. So I know that I'm in that range because the guys I ran with have that PR. It's not saying their PR, they run that and I ran next to them or finish next to them doesn't mean I have their PR. So I just have to show it on the day. So I'm excited. Thank you for staying tuned with the journey. I will do more of these builds and show you guys the inside of what it looks like trying to be a professional athlete. As of right now, still a hobby jogger. So I hope, thank you, and then remember, do the most important things: like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you, well, probably tomorrow because there's still, I promise, 7 videos, 7 vlogs, 7 days. So see you tomorrow. Vlog, we're going to go hang out with the champs, Connor and Clayton, and the loser, me, myself, and I.